Even though I finished my draft combine, I'm still in the mood to play a basketball game. So I remade my point guard again. This time, play style was athletic, and I think I made an even better point guard. My overall is 46. My projection is much better. Round 2, pick 6. So I moved up 8 places. So let me finally made up my mind, and I'm ready to start my player. I made him exactly like me, same height, same weight. I just stepped off the scale, so that's accurate. And I got a whole bunch of accessories on. I'm looking like one of those players that goes to the court and sucks, but they have all the accessories on, but I'm not gonna suck. So here's basically the makeup of everything. They still got the glitch with the calf sleeves. Look at those shoes, +2 ball security. Definitely gonna be using those. I'm going with athletic play style again. It's been really good to me in 2K10, so I'm thinking, hey, it's gonna work for me again, 2K11. My journey to the NBA started a long time ago. When I was a kid, it didn't matter if it was snowing or raining outside. We were there, we were practicing. In my backyard, on a hoop that was nailed to a tree. No pavement to bounce the ball on, just grass. That was me, practicing for this very moment. To be in New York, to show off my skills. I'm much bigger now, 6'1", 185 pounds. I'm a 3-point specialist. I like to make it splash. Look at those starting attributes. I'm not going with athletic if I have these starting shooting attributes. And my speed is 80, I'll work on that. I'll get that up there. And my jump shot is absolutely cheese. No more waiting. Let's get right into the rookie showcase. It's NBA 2K13. And I just want to let you know that dreams come true. When I was a kid, I dreamed of playing in the NBA. And before we moved to Florida, my uncle worked at Madison Square Garden. He used to let me in there early. I'd be playing on the big court, on the big rim. Fun times, memories. And my jersey number was 9, because that's how old I was at the time. Floater alert! All my smooth moves of today were in development way back then. And it's funny because this beat in the background, that sounds like something that Jay-Z would have rapped over when I was growing up. One of my favorite lines from Jay-Z, I've seen hoop dreams deflate like a true fiend's weight. I stuck with my dream all the way, and it was because of this play. This is when I knew I would make it to the NBA. Oh my gosh. Is this a fake video? A 9-year-old kid windmilling reversing? Let's jump right into it. I'm going with the scoring point guard because I like the starting attributes the best out of all the other ones. Here's all my signature moves, and look at how many dunk packages you can have this year. I had to make a new face this year. I tried to make the face I always made, but it didn't come out anything like that. So let me know what you think. Does that look anything like me? The skin tone is off, but if I go any lighter, then he looks way too light. So before I start my creation, I thought I would show you all the options in the game. So they have new settings here when you're creating your play. They have wingspan, shoulder width, body length. So I'm making my guy lanky. I'm making him long arms, long legs. That's what I'm going with. Oh my gosh. The creation of Chris Smoove, 6'2", 196 pounds. I just weighed myself today. This first cutscene you might have already seen, so there's a timestamp in the description. You can click that to take you to the new scenes. Let's go. Here's my face scan for NBA 2K16. It actually came out really good, especially in game. Here's a sneak peek of some high school gameplay and how I'm looking. I think that looks nice. Now in the cutscene that you're about to see, for whatever reason, my face scan doesn't look as good as that. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going with a balanced point guard. I could have gone with inside or outside, which means you can be a little bit better in those areas, but balanced, you'll be pretty good in both, just not as good as each specialization. So that's why I went with balanced.
Here is my face scan, everybody. What is that? Who is that? The struggles of face scanning. This was my first attempt, but lucky for me, on my second attempt, this is what I got, a much better result. That looks clean, and it was so easy on the cell phone. Only my second attempt. Maybe something bad happened on the first attempt. It's actually funny because the first time I was outside and it was bad. This time I did this in my bathroom. The hairstyles haven't changed much, especially for me, the kind of hair that I have. This is the same hair I had in last year's game. I wish we had access to better hairstyles. Now it's time to pick my play style. I am a point guard, and playmaker is the best point guard build. Sharpshooter, you can shoot. You can get your shooting up into the 90s, but look at your layup. You max out with the 7-level layup. You can't really shoot off the dribble. Your speed is halfway. It's gonna be like 79 or 80. Your playmaking isn't that good. With all these new dribble moves and ankle breakers, you wanna be playmaker. You wanna have that max speed, max playmaking, decent 3-point mid-range shooting. I had to go with playmaker. These caps are pretty strict. They're very strict this year, and I don't wanna be able to not do layups and not have speed. Shot creator is okay, but the playmaking is only halfway. So you got good agility, you got pretty good shooting, but your playmaker's only halfway. This might be a tempting option for people, but the 3-point rating is actually lower than the playmaker, even though the shoot off the dribble is higher. Slasher, you can do layups and dunks, you have the speed, but your playmaker's not maxed out either, and your shooting is terrible. So slasher, I'm not really trying to be a slasher. Then there's lockdown defender, and this is even worse. You got defense, you got agility, your playmaking is terrible, your shooting is terrible. This is a terrible play style for a point guard, so you have to go with playmaker. I'm gonna show my attribute caps in a sec at playmaker, but first let me show you the height and everything else, because your height and weight and wingspan are gonna tie into these ratings. So I'm going with a 6'3" point guard. I'm 6'2" in real life, but I'm just gonna go with 6'3", and it's mainly because of the wingspan. If you lower your wingspan, your shooting ratings will be slightly better. When I lower my wingspan as a 6'3" point guard, I'm gonna have a better wingspan than a 6'2" point guard, but the ratings are gonna be almost the same, the caps. Here's an example. When I go as low as possible at 75 inches, you see that everything's going up. Off the dribble shooting, mid-range 3-point shooting. If I go all the way up, now the ratings are going down, and this is your cap, the max ability that you can get in those categories. So this is important. So we're gonna go down to 75. If I was 6'2", then I would be at 74 something inches. Now we're gonna go over to the weight. I'm 205 in real life, but I'm gonna go down to 195 because that's gonna help me out with my speed, my lateral quickness. When you're making your character, you really need to pay attention to all of this. Your weight, your height, your wingspan. This is very important because it's gonna give you a few extra points in categories that you want. Because like I said before, the caps are very strict. So let me show you the caps now. Here's my face scan in NBA 2K18. Let me know in the comments section, does that look like me? Did they do a good job with their face scanning app? Now this was a very tough decision, but it's gonna come down to 2 builds for me. Passing and ball handling, and either shot creator or 3-point shooting. But because 2K did not show the actual numbers and they're just showing the screen, you don't really know what's better. Like, I need to know what the 3-point rating is actually gonna be for the shot creator, because his layups are better, the speed is better, the mid-range is even better than the shooting, but I'm going with the 3-point shooting for now until I see the ratings. I'm gonna be 6'2". We're gonna keep everything default so that none of the ratings or anything goes down. And we're gonna hope for the best. The shoulder, I made it as wide as possible because it doesn't affect your ratings. Of course, number 27, we're gonna be from Miami, Florida. And I'm ready to do this. Let me know what build you're going with if you're a point guard.